The massive warship Void Crusher moved slowly through the dark space between stars. Inside its metal hulls, Admiral Kekstar stood before a large screen showing a small blue planet. His red eyes studied the world that would soon belong to the Zephyrian Empire. "Tell me about this planet," Admiral Kekstar said to his second-in-command. Commander Velmuth stepped forward. He held a datapad in his long fingers. "The planet is called Earth, my lord. It has one moon and circles a yellow star. The creatures there call themselves humans." Admiral Kekstar made a low sound in his throat. In the past 100 years, the Zephyrian Empire had taken control of 47 star systems. Earth would be number 48. What do we know about these humans? "They are weak, sir," Commander Velmuth replied. "They have not even left their own planet yet?" "Well, a few have visited their moon, but nothing more. They fight among themselves constantly. They have many different nations that do not get along." The Admiral nodded. This sounded like every other planet they had conquered. Weak species that could not work together were easy to defeat. "How many ships do they have in space?" "None that could threaten us, my lord. They have some small stations around their planet, but no real warships. Their weapons are primitive. Chemical rockets and nuclear bombs, nothing that could harm our shields." Admiral Kekstar smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "Good, we will demand their surrender first, as always. If they refuse, we will destroy their major cities. They will surrender quickly after that." Just then, the door to the command room opened. A tall figure walked in. It was Ambassador Tarkala from the Galactic Council. His skin was blue-green and his large eyes held worry. "Admiral Kekstar," the ambassador said, bowing slightly. "I come with an urgent message from the Galactic Council." The admiral turned to face him. The Galactic Council was supposed to keep peace between different species, but they were weak. They had no real power to stop the Zephyrian Empire. What does the Council want now? Ambassador Tarkala stepped closer. "We ask that you do not attack Earth. We have been watching the humans for a long time. They are different from other species you have conquered." Commander Velmuth laughed. "Different how?" "They are primitives who cannot even travel between stars." The ambassador looked serious. "That is exactly why they are dangerous. Other species we know reach the stars by working together. Humans reach space while still fighting each other. They built weapons that could destroy their whole planet, then chose not to use them. Most species would have wiped themselves out." Admiral Kekstar waved his hand. "So they are lucky they did not kill themselves." "This makes them dangerous how?" "Because humans do not give up," Ambassador Tarkala said. His voice was quiet but firm. "In all our years of watching them, we have never seen them truly surrender. When they are losing, they fight harder. When they are outnumbered, they find new ways to fight. When they are cornered, they become more dangerous than any species." "We know." The Zephyrian officers in the room looked at each other and laughed. Commander Velmuth shook his head. "Ambassador, with respect, we have conquered worlds with billions of people. We have defeated species with technology better than these humans. How can a primitive planet threaten the Empire?" Ambassador Tarkala was quiet for a moment. Then he spoke again. "Let me tell you something about humans. 200 years ago, they had a war that covered their whole planet. Millions died. One nation built a weapon that could destroy entire cities in seconds. They used it twice, then stopped. Do you know why?" "They ran out of weapons," Admiral Kekstar guessed. "No, they had more weapons, much more. They stopped because they chose to. They decided that total destruction was wrong. But here is what should worry you. They kept those weapons. Every major nation on Earth still has weapons that could kill millions. They point these weapons at each other every day, but they do not use them. They have learned to live with the power to destroy everything they love." Commander Velmuth crossed his arms. "This proves they are weak. They will not use their best weapons." "You misunderstand," the ambassador said. "They will not use these weapons on each other because they know it would destroy everything. But if aliens from space attack their world, what do you think they will do? They will use every weapon they have. They will fight until every last human is dead rather than become slaves. The room became quiet. Admiral Kekstar thought about this. Even if this is true, they cannot hurt our ships with primitive weapons. Ambassador. Turkala nodded slowly. That is what every enemy of humans has thought. But humans learn fast. Faster than any species we have seen. Give them examples of your technology and they will understand it. Give them time and they will make it better. Attack them and they will turn your own weapons against you. Impossible, Commander Velmuth said. Our technology is thousands of years ahead of theirs, is it? The ambassador asked. They went from riding animals to flying in space in less than 100 years. They went from the first flying machine to landing on their moon in 66 years. When humans decide to do something, time moves differently for them. Admiral Kekstar had heard enough. Ambassador, I thank you for your concern. But the Zephyrian Empire does not fear primitives. We have 300 warships. They have none. We have energy shields. They have metal and fire. This will be over quickly. Ambassador Tarkala bowed his head. Then I have done what I came to do. I have given you the warning. What happens next is your choice. He turned and walked toward the door. Before leaving, he stopped and looked back. Remember, Admiral, when this is over, do not say the galaxy did not warn you. After the ambassador left, the command room was quiet for a minute. Then Admiral Kekstar spoke. Commander Velmuth, how long until we reach Earth? 3 days, my lord. Good. Send a message to all ship commanders. We will follow standard invasion. Procedure. Demand surrender, destroy their major cities if they refuse, then land troops to take control. This primitive world will belong to the Empire before the week is over. As the Zephyrian fleet moved toward Earth, none of them knew that their communications were already being watched. On a small space station orbiting Earth, Dr. Lisa Martinez stared at her computer screen. She had been tracking strange signals for weeks. Now she knew what they were. She reached for her phone with shaking hands. Dr. Lisa Martinez pressed the red phone to her ear as her hands shook. The phone only had one number programmed into it. Emergency contact for alien contact. She never thought she would need to use it. NORAD Command, General Frank Sullivan speaking, came the gruff voice on the other end. General, this is Dr. Martinez at Deep Space Station, Colorado. We have a problem. A big problem, Lisa looked at her screen again. The dots representing alien ships were getting closer to Earth. I'm detecting 300 large objects approaching our solar system. They're not asteroids or comets. These things are moving in formation and sending signals to each other. There was silence on the phone for 3 seconds. Then General Sullivan spoke again. Are you certain, Doctor? Yes, sir. I've been tracking them for 2 weeks. They just entered the outer edge of our solar system. At their current speed, they'll reach Earth in 3 days. I'll be there in 2 hours. Don't talk to anyone else about this yet. Lisa hung up the phone and stared at her computer screen. In all her years of searching for signs of alien life, she never wanted to find it like this. 300 ships was not a science mission. It was an invasion. 2 hours later, General Sullivan stood in her small control room with 5 other military officers. They all looked at the same screen Lisa had been watching. There's no doubt, said Colonel Ben Thompson, looking through a telescope. Those are artificial objects, ships of some kind. And they're huge. General Sullivan picked up his secure phone. Get me the president, now. While they waited, Captain Steve Rogers called from the International Space Station. Control, I can see them with my naked eye now. They look like metal cities floating in space. I count at least 50 large ships in the front group. 20 minutes later, President Jack Harrison was on a video call with leaders from around the world. The big screen in Lisa's control room showed faces from every continent. Prime Minister Claire Davidson from England, President Maria Santos from Brazil, General Yu Wei from China, and a dozen others. Ladies and gentlemen, President Harrison said, we are facing the first contact with alien life in human history. Unfortunately, they don't appear to be friendly. Just then, every screen in the room went black. Then a face appeared. It was Admiral Kekstar. His red eyes looked directly into the camera as if he could see them. "People of Earth," the alien said, in perfect English, "I am Admiral Kekstar of the Zephyrian Empire. Your planet now belongs to us. You have 1 day to surrender completely. All governments must dissolve. All military forces must lay down their weapons. If you comply, we will allow most of you to live as workers for the Empire." The Admiral paused and smiled, showing his sharp teeth. "If you do not surrender, we will destroy your major cities one by one until you do. You have no ships that can threaten us. You have no weapons that can harm us. Resistance is pointless. You have 24 hours. The screen went black again. For a moment, the room was completely quiet. Then President Harrison spoke. "General Sullivan, what are our military options against 300 spaceships? We have some nuclear missiles that might reach orbit, but we don't know if they can hurt alien ships. Our Air Force is designed to fight other humans, not space invaders." Prime Minister Davidson spoke from her screen. "What about working together, every nation combining their military?" General Liu Wei nodded. "China will share all our military resources. This is bigger than any conflict between human nations." "President," Santos agreed, "Brazil offers everything we have. Our space program, our military, our factories." One by one, every leader on the screen made the same promise. Former enemies became allies in minutes. Countries that had been at war declared immediate peace so they could fight the aliens together. General Sullivan looked amazed. "In 30 years of military service, I've never seen anything like this. Every nation on Earth working together." Dr. Alex Turner joined the call from MIT. "I need pieces of their technology. If we can get even small parts of their ships, I might be able to figure out how they work. Maybe find weaknesses." Captain Ryan Miller, who commanded the small collection of military satellites around Earth, spoke up. "We're converting every satellite we can into weapons. It's not much, but it's something." Meanwhile, something was happening around the world that surprised everyone. People were not panicking. Instead, they were volunteering. Military recruitment centers had lines of people waiting to sign up. Factories started working around the clock making weapons and supplies. Scientists from different countries began sharing research they had kept secret for years. The Zephyrians watched all of this from their ships. Commander Velmuth came to Admiral Kekstar with reports. "Sir, the humans are not responding as expected. Instead of panic, they appear to be organizing for war. Every nation is working together now." Admiral Kekstar looked at the data. "Impossible. Our intelligence said they fight among themselves constantly." "Not anymore, sir. They've stopped all conflicts between themselves. They're focusing everything on us." "What about their surrender?" the Admiral asked. "No government has agreed to surrender. Instead, they're all preparing to fight. We're receiving thousands of communications from their planet. None of them are pleas for mercy. They're all tactical discussions about how to fight us." Admiral Kekstar studied the reports. Humans were doing something no other species had done. They were getting stronger after being threatened, not weaker. "Sir," Commander Velmuth continued, "there's one more thing. Our communication specialists have been listening to their radio signals. The humans are not afraid. They're angry. On Earth, President Harrison finished another call with world leaders. They had agreed on a plan. Every nation would contribute. Everything they had? They would share all their technology and weapons. They would fight as one species, not as separate countries." General Sullivan looked at the reports coming in from around the world. "Mr. President, I've never seen anything like this. Millions of people volunteering for military service. Factories converting to make weapons. Scientists working together who have never talked before." Dr. Martinez, still watching her screens, called out, "The alien fleet is changing formation. They're preparing for something." President Harrison picked up the secure phone one more time. "This is the President. Send the message to the alien fleet." A few minutes later, Admiral Kekstar received a communication from Earth. It was not a surrender. It was a simple message from humanity. "No." The Admiral stared at the screen. In 47 conquered worlds, no species had ever refused surrender when faced with the full power of the Zephyrian Empire. "Prepare for orbital bombardment," he ordered. "If they want to fight, we will show them what happens to species that resist the Empire." But as the Zephyrian ships moved closer to Earth, Admiral Kekstar felt something he had never experienced before. For the first time in his long military career, he was not certain of victory. The first alien attack came at dawn. Bright beams of energy shot down from the sky and hit military bases around the world. The Pentagon in America, naval bases in Japan, Air Force stations in Germany. The Zephyrians expected humans to surrender. After seeing their cities burn, they were wrong. Major Helen Carter stood in the ruins of Peterson Air Force Base in Colorado. Half the building was gone. Smoke filled the air. But instead of giving up, she was angrier than she had ever been in her life. "Get me every nuclear missile we can reach," she ordered her remaining staff. "I don't care if they're old. I don't care if they were never meant to reach space. We're going to hit those ships." Across the world, the same thing was happening. Instead of surrendering, humans were fighting back with everything they had. In Russia, nuclear submarines launched missiles straight up into the sky. In China, scientists worked to modify rockets meant for satellites into weapons. In Israel, fighter pilots tried to reach the alien ships even though their planes were not designed for spaceflight. Admiral Kate Johnson commanded the USS Nebraska, a nuclear submarine. She surfaced her boat in the middle of the Pacific Ocean and looked up at the alien ships hanging in the sky like dark clouds. "Fire all missiles," she ordered. "Target the biggest ship you can see." 24 nuclear missiles launched from her submarine. They climbed higher than any submarine missile had ever gone before. The crew watched through periscopes as their missiles reached toward space. Most of the missiles exploded harmlessly against alien shields, but 3 got through. The alien ship they hit started to spin and fell toward Earth like a burning star on the Void Crusher. Commander Velmuth ran to Admiral Kekstar with reports. "Sir, the humans have damaged one of our heavy cruisers. Somehow their primitive missiles got through our shields." Admiral Kekstar looked at the damage reports. "How is this possible? Their weapons should not be able to harm us." "We're not sure, sir. Our scientists are studying the attack, but there's more bad news. The humans are learning from every attack. They're changing their weapons to work better against our ships." Dr. Paul Anderson worked in a laboratory deep underground in Nevada. Around him, pieces of the crashed alien ship were spread across tables. He had been studying them for only 6 hours, but he already understood something important. "The alien shields work by deflecting energy," he told his team over a video call that connected him to scientists around the world. "But they're not perfect. If you hit them with the right frequency of energy, they fail for a few seconds." Dr. Chun Wu in Beijing looked at the same data. "You're right. And look at this. Their metal is strong, but it becomes weak if you heat it too fast and then cool it too fast." Within 2 hours, every human military unit had new instructions on how to fight alien ships. The information spread faster than any military intelligence had ever moved in human history. Sergeant Mike Davis led a squad of soldiers in downtown Los Angeles. An alien landing ship had set down in the middle of the city. Strange soldiers in metal suits were marching out of it, expecting humans to run away in fear. Instead, they found humans hiding behind cars and buildings, waiting to fight. "Remember what the scientists said," Mike told his men. "Their suits have the same shield problem as their ships. Hit them with these modified laser pointers for 3 seconds, then shoot with regular bullets." The plan worked. Alien soldiers, who seemed impossible to hurt, suddenly found themselves fighting humans who had figured out their weaknesses in hours. Not years, but the humans were learning more than just how to fight. They were learning how the aliens thought. Captain Janet Foster flew an experimental fighter plane high above the clouds. Her mission was supposed to be reconnaissance, just watching the alien ships. But when she saw an alien cruiser preparing to destroy a hospital, she made a different choice. "Control, this is Foster. I'm going to ram that ship." "Negative, Foster. You don't have weapons that can hurt it. Maybe not. But let's find out. Captain Foster pointed her plane at the alien cruiser and pushed her engines to maximum power. The aliens saw her coming but did not take her seriously. One small human plane could not hurt their massive ship. They were wrong again. Foster's plane hit the cruiser at full speed right in the spot where Dr. Anderson said the shields were weakest. The explosion was small, but it started a chain reaction. The alien ship broke apart and fell into the ocean. News of Foster's sacrifice spread around the world in minutes. Instead of making humans afraid, it made them more determined. Pilots from every nation started volunteering for similar missions. On the alien flagship, Admiral Kekstar received more bad reports. Sir, we've lost 12 ships in the last hour. The humans are using suicide attacks. Suicide attacks? The Admiral could not understand this. Why would they kill themselves to hurt us? Commander Velmuth looked confused too. It's not logical, sir. They gain nothing from dying, but they keep doing it. And every time one of them dies, 10 more humans become even more angry. Admiral Kekstar thought about Ambassador Torkala-S. Warning, the humans were indeed different from other species. Most species became afraid when they started losing. Humans became more dangerous. How many ships have we lost total? He asked. 37, sir. Almost 1/8 of our fleet. The humans started with no space weapons at all. Now they're destroying our ships faster than we're destroying their cities. The Admiral looked at reports from the planet below. Human factories were working day and night. Human scientists were sharing information instantly across their whole planet. Human soldiers were fighting with weapons they had invented yesterday. Most disturbing of all, humans were not just defending anymore. They were starting to attack. Major Helen Carter had found more nuclear missiles than she expected. Old missiles from the Cold War, new missiles from various countries, even missiles that were supposed to be for scientific research. All of them were being modified to reach the alien ships. We have enough missiles for one big attack, she reported to General Sullivan. If we fire them all at once, we might be able to destroy their command ship. Do it, the general ordered. Around the world, every missile that could be modified was prepared. American nuclear missiles, Russian rockets, Chinese space launchers, Indian satellite boosters. Even small countries contributed whatever they had. At exactly noon, Earth time, 200 missiles launched toward the alien fleet. The Zephyrians saw them coming and tried to destroy them with defensive fire. They stopped most of the missiles, but not all. The Void Crusher shook as nuclear explosions lit up space around it. The ship's shields held, but barely. Admiral Kekstar steadied himself as his ship rocked. Status report. Shields at 30%, sir. Hull damage on decks 7 through 12. We're still operational, but another attack like that would destroy. U.S.? The Admiral looked at the reports from his fleet. They had lost more ships in one day of fighting humans than they had lost in 10 years of conquering other planets. Sir, Commander Velmuth said quietly, maybe we should consider the ambassadors. Warning more seriously. These humans are not like other species. Admiral Kekstar thought about retreating, but the Zephyrian Empire had never retreated from a primitive planet. If word got out that humans had forced them to run away, other worlds might rebel. No, he decided. Call for reinforcements. Send word to the Empire. Tell them we need more ships. How many more ships, sir? The Admiral looked down at Earth, where millions of humans were preparing for war. All of them. 3 months had passed since the war began. The Earth looked different now. Cities had burned marks from alien attacks, but they were still full of people working and fighting. Factories that once made cars now made weapons. Schools had become training centers for soldiers. The whole planet had become one giant military base, but something amazing was happening. Humans were not just surviving. They were getting stronger. Engineer Tony Blake stood in what used to be a car factory in Detroit. Now it was full of alien ships that humans had captured and rebuilt. The ships looked different than before. They were faster, stronger, and had weapons the aliens had never seen. We've taken their technology and made it better, Tony explained to a group of scientists on a video call. Their engines were designed to be safe and last a long time. We redesigned them to be fast and powerful. We don't care if they break down after a few battles. Dr. Amy Rodriguez worked in a laboratory in Mexico City. She held up a new weapon that looked like a rifle but glowed with alien energy. We've combined their power sources with our weapons. This gun can shoot through their armor like it's paper. Around the world, humans were doing impossible things. They were learning alien science faster than the aliens had learned it themselves. Every captured piece of technology became 10 new human weapons. Colonel Sam Peters led a group of soldiers through the ruins of Berlin. They moved quietly toward a crashed alien ship. The Zephyrians inside didn't know humans were coming. "Remember the plan," Sam whispered into his radio. "We take the ship intact. We need their computers and communication equipment." The attack lasted only 5 minutes. The alien soldiers never had a chance to call for help. Within an hour, human technicians were downloading alien military secrets from the ship's computers. This was happening everywhere. Humans had learned to fight a different kind of war than the aliens expected. Instead of big battles with organized armies, humans used small groups that struck fast and disappeared. The aliens called it ghost fighting, because the humans seemed to appear and vanish like spirits. Commander Velmuth brought more bad news to Admiral Kekstar. "Sir, the humans have captured 18 more of our ships this week." "But that's not the worst part. What could be worse?" the Admiral asked. He looked tired. "The war was not going as planned. They're not just copying our technology, sir. They're improving it. Look at this." The commander showed him a video of a human ship attacking a Zephyrian cruiser. The human ship was moving faster than any Zephyrian ship could move. Its weapons were more powerful too. How is this possible? "That ship was one of ours last month. The humans modified it, sir. They made the engines twice as powerful and added weapons we've never seen before. Our ship designers say it should be impossible. The modified engines should explode. But somehow the humans made it work." Admiral Kekstar watched the video again. The human ship destroyed the Zephyrian cruiser in less than 30 seconds. "What about our reinforcements? When will they arrive?" 2 more weeks, sir. But there's another problem. The humans seem to know we called for help. They're preparing for a bigger battle. The Admiral didn't ask how humans could know about secret Zephyrian communications. He was learning that humans could do many things that should be impossible. On Earth, humans were indeed preparing. Lieutenant Commander Nina Bell had led a raid on a Zephyrian communication post. The intelligence they captured told them everything about the alien reinforcements. "They're bringing 500 more ships," Nina reported to Admiral Kate Johnson. Kate had been promoted to lead all human space forces after her submarine attack on the first day of the war. 500 ships, Kate repeated. "That's more than twice what they have now." "Yes, ma'am. But we have advantages they don't know about. Dr. Turner's team has figured out how to track their ships through hyperspace. We'll know exactly when and where they're coming." Dr. Alex Turner had indeed made amazing discoveries. In 3 months, he had learned more about alien technology than some alien scientists learned in years. "We can do more than track them," he told the assembled human commanders. "We can follow them home." The plan was daring, even for humans. Instead of waiting for the alien reinforcements to arrive at Earth, human ships would attack them during their journey through hyperspace. It was something no species had ever attempted before. Captain Dan Mitchell commanded the new human fleet. 50 ships that had once belonged to the Zephyrians but were now faster and more powerful than before. Each ship was crewed by humans who had learned to fly alien technology in weeks instead of years. "Are we really going to try this?" asked Commander Lisa Park, Mitchell's second in command. "We're going to do more than try," Don replied. "We're going to show these aliens what happens when you attack Earth." The human fleet disappeared into hyperspace, following the path the Zephyrian reinforcements would take. Behind them, Earth continued to prepare for war. But now humans were not just defending their planet. They were taking the fight to their enemies. In hyperspace, The Zephyrian reinforcement fleet traveled toward Earth. Admiral Zektar commanded this new fleet. He was Admiral Kekstar's brother, and just as confident as Kekstar had been 3 months ago. The humans cannot have ships in hyperspace, Admiral Zektar told his officers. They barely understand space travel. Hyperspace technology is beyond them. He was wrong. The human fleet appeared out of nowhere, surrounding the alien reinforcements. The Zephyrians could not believe what they were seeing. Humans were not supposed to be able to travel through hyperspace, let alone fight battles there. Captain Mitchell opened communications with the alien fleet. This is Captain Dan Mitchell of the Earth Defense Force. You are in human space now. Surrender your ships or we will destroy them. Admiral Zektar laughed. Impossible, you are primitives. We have 500 ships, you have 50? Then let me show you what 50 human ships can do, Mitchell replied. The battle in hyperspace was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Human ships moved in ways that should have been impossible. They worked together like parts of one giant machine. Every human pilot seemed to know what the others were thinking. The Zephyrians had more ships, but the humans had something more important. They had learned to fight as one species with one mind. Every human ship protected every other human ship. When one ship was damaged, 2 others took its place instantly. In 30 minutes, the Zephyrian reinforcement fleet was destroyed. Only a few alien ships escaped to carry news of the defeat back to the Empire. Captain Mitchell opened communications with Earth. Mission accomplished. The reinforcements won't be coming. We're heading home. But Commander Lisa Park had a different idea. Captain, we have their navigation data now. We know where their homeworld is. Don looked at the star charts they had captured from the alien ships. The Zephyrian homeworld was only 3 days away. You're suggesting we attack their planet? They attacked ours, Lisa replied. It's time to return the favor. Admiral Kekstar received the news of his brother's defeat while planning another attack on Earth. The message was short. Reinforcement. Fleet destroyed. Humans have learned hyperspace travel. They are coming. For the first time since the war began, Admiral Kekstar felt real fear. The Zephyrian Empire had never been attacked in their home system. Their planet had no defenses because no enemy had ever reached it. Sir, Commander Velmuth said quietly, maybe it's time to consider peace talks. Admiral Kekstar looked at the reports from Earth. Humans were now building ships faster than the Zephyrians could destroy them. Human weapons were better than Zephyrian weapons. Human pilots were better than Zephyrian pilots. Ambassador Tarkala had been right. The humans were dangerous in ways the Empire had never imagined. Send a message to Earth, Admiral Kekstar finally said. Tell them we want to discuss terms for ending this war. But it was too late. The human fleet was already on its way to the Zephyrian homeworld. The hunters had become the hunted. The human fleet appeared above the Zephyrian homeworld like dark stars against the purple sky. For the first time in 1,000 years, alien warships hung over the Empire's capital planet. Captain Dan Mitchell stood on the bridge of his flagship and looked down at the world below. Cities covered the planet's surface like glowing jewels. Millions of Zephyrians lived there, going about their daily lives. Most of them had no idea their empire had started a war with Earth. Sir, Commander Lisa Park said, we're receiving communications. From the planet, they're asking who we are and what we want. Dan thought about all the human cities the aliens had attacked. He thought about Captain Foster and the thousands of other humans who had died defending Earth. The anger inside him wanted revenge, but then he remembered something President Harrison had said at the beginning of the war. We fight to protect our home, not to become conquerors. Open communications to the planet, Dan ordered. Let me talk to their leaders. The main screen showed a Zephyrian official sitting in what looked like a government building. The alien's eyes were wide with fear and confusion. I am Captain Mitchell of the Earth Defense Force, Don said calmly. 3 months ago, your empire attacked our world without warning. You destroyed our cities and killed our people. Now we are here. The Zephyrian official's voice shook as he spoke. We did not know. The Empire does not tell us about military. Actions, please. We are not soldiers. We are just civilians. Don nodded. We know. That's why we're not attacking your cities. But your empire must answer for what it did to Earth. Meanwhile, Admiral Kekstar received an urgent message on his flagship near Earth. The human fleet was not destroying the Zephyrian homeworld. Instead, they were just waiting above it like a sword hanging over the Empire's heart. They could destroy our planet, Commander Velmuth said in amazement. They have enough firepower to burn our cities just like we burned theirs. But they're not doing it. Admiral Kekstar realized something that changed everything. The humans were showing mercy to his people even though his people had shown no mercy to Earth. This was not how warfare was supposed to work. Get me a communication channel to the human fleet, he ordered. A few minutes later, Admiral Kekstar was talking directly to Captain Mitchell. The two military leaders looked at each other across the vast distance of space. Why haven't you attacked our planet? Admiral Kekstar asked. Because we're not like you, Don replied simply. We don't attack innocent people. But your war against Earth ends now. Call back all your ships or we will defend ourselves. The Admiral looked at reports from his remaining fleet near Earth. He had started with 300 ships. Now he had less than 50. The humans had captured or destroyed the rest. What are your terms? Admiral Kekstar asked. Complete withdrawal from Earth's solar system, return of all human prisoners, and reparations to help rebuild the cities you destroyed. And if we refuse? Captain Mitchell's voice became harder. Then we will do to your empire what you tried to do to us. But we will be more efficient about it. Admiral Kekstar thought about this. The humans had proven they could destroy Zephyrian ships easily. They had traveled across the galaxy to threaten the Empire's homeworld. They had learned alien technology and made it better in just 3 months. Most importantly, they had shown they could be merciful when they had the power to destroy. I accept your terms, Admiral Kekstar said finally. The war is over. But the story was not over. News of the human victory spread across the galaxy faster than light itself. Ambassador Tarkala arrived at Earth with representatives from dozens of other species. We underestimated you, the ambassador admitted to President Harrison. We thought you were just another primitive species. We were wrong. President Harrison stood in the rebuilt Oval Office and looked out at the stars. We didn't want this war. We just wanted to be left alone. But you won it, Ambassador Turla said. And more importantly, you won it without becoming monsters. You could have destroyed the Zephyrian homeworld, but you chose not to. That makes you different from any species we've ever known. Dr. Lisa Martinez, who had first detected the alien fleet, now worked at a new space station orbiting Earth. Instead of watching for enemies, she was tracking friendly ships. Dozens of alien species wanted to trade with humans and learn from them. It's amazing, she told General Sullivan during one of their regular meetings. 6 months ago, we were alone in the universe. Now, we're the center of a galactic alliance, General Sullivan nodded. The aliens all want the same thing. They want to understand how we adapted so fast, how we learned their technology so quickly, how we fought so well. The answer was simple, but most aliens couldn't understand it. Humans had something that made them unique in the galaxy. When they were threatened, they didn't just fight harder. They became smarter, more creative, more unified. Dr. Alex Turner now led a research center where humans and aliens worked together. Former Zephyrian scientists worked alongside human engineers to develop new technologies. The aliens are brilliant, Dr. Turner explained to a group of visitors. They know much more than we do about most sciences, but they think differently than we do. They prefer safe, tested solutions. Humans prefer to try crazy ideas that might not work. And that made the difference in the war? One visitor asked. That made all the difference. When the aliens attacked us, we didn't just use what we knew. We invented new ways to fight. We took their technology and improved it in ways they never imagined. We did things they thought were impossible. Admiral Kate Johnson now commanded Earth's space fleet, which had grown from nothing to over 200 ships in 6 months. Former Zephyrian ships flew alongside new ships built by humans using alien technology. The galaxy is different now, she told her officers during a briefing. For the first time in history, there's a species that other species respect instead of fear. They don't follow us because we threaten them. They follow us because we protect them. Colonel Sam Peters, who had led guerrilla attacks during the war, now trained alien soldiers in human fighting techniques. The key is adaptability, he taught them. Don't just do what you've always done. Look for new solutions. Be creative. But perhaps the most important change was in the Zephyrian Empire itself. Admiral Kekstar had been replaced by leaders who wanted peace instead of conquest. The Empire's war machine was converted to exploration and trade. Former Commander Velmuth visited Earth as part of a diplomatic mission. He met with the human leaders he had once tried to conquer. I must ask, he said to President Harrison, why did you spare our world? You could have destroyed us completely. President Harrison thought for a moment. Because that's not who we are. We fight to protect what we love, not to destroy what we hate. There's a difference. Ambassador Tarkala, who had given the first warning about humans, now served as the first ambassador to the new Galactic Council. Earth was the Council's headquarters, and humans helped maintain peace between different species. I was right to warn the Empire about humans, he said during the Council's first meeting. But I was wrong about why they were dangerous. They're not dangerous because they're violent. They're dangerous because they're so good at everything they try to do. The warning had been clear from the beginning. Don't invade Earth. The Zephyrian Empire hadn't listened. They learned too late that some species are dangerous not because they want to conquer others, but because they refuse to be conquered themselves. As Earth's sun set on another peaceful day, humans around the world continued their work. Scientists pushed the boundaries of knowledge. Engineers built impossible machines. Soldiers trained to protect not just Earth, but all the worlds that looked to humanity for protection. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. When you find a species that can turn your own weapons against you, adapt your technology faster. Then you can learn it and show mercy even when they have the power to destroy you completely. There's only one smart thing to do. Leave them alone, or ask them to be your friends. The humans had chosen to be friends to all who wanted peace. But the galaxy never forgot what happened to those who chose war instead.